Hello everyone, my name is Laura. This is my channel Languages with Laura. I am a polyglot who is studying 5 languages, and I like to share my language learning tips and tricks as well as travel content here. So today's video is going to be all about goals, as it is the new year 2024. I feel like a lot of people at this time are making New Year's resolutions, goals, setting kind of these new ideas, refreshing the things of the old and carrying on with new things. And so I thought it would be a good time to talk about some of my goals for 2024, and in doing so give you advice or maybe help you as you are thinking about your goals or resolution for 2024. Now again, what works for me might not work for you, but I would definitely think some of these things are worth giving a try, or at least thinking about to see if it does work for you. So I'm going to be talking about a lot of my language goals specifically in this video, and yeah, it's just meant to kind of encourage you and uplift you. And if you need more tips on motivation, language learning motivation, I do already have a video that I will have linked above that you can watch about how to stay motivated when learning a language. I did this a couple years ago, and I found that it was very helpful for me, and so I'm doing it again this year. For me personally, when I set a goal, I can't set it to be something quantitative, something that can be measured every day. I need it to be something more qualitative. So what I mean by this is not saying I'm going to learn 10 vocab words a day. Not saying I'm going to study for 30 minutes a day or an hour a day or whatever. Not setting these numbers goal, because if I fall behind for some reason, like maybe I am traveling or I'm on vacation or it's a holiday or whatever, there's most likely going to be something that is going to happen that's going to prevent me from meeting a goal. And once I fall behind, even by just a day, I get a snowball effect. Once I fall behind, it just gets bigger and bigger until I haven't done it in months. So that kind of thing does not work for me. If it works for you, great. Then do it. Create a little checklist for yourself or a little calendar, and you can color in the days that you did it or whatever makes you feel good. But for me, I need it to be more quality focused, not quantity focused. So being more mindful about it, something that I think about when I have the time, kind of. So how it works for me this year, the goal I set is to be more mindful with my time and to be more intentional with it. So not just saying, oh, I have nothing to do, I'm just gonna watch a TV show, or I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. I'm gonna be more mindful. I'm gonna think, no, this is a good time for me to do a Portuguese lesson, and not just okay, well, pull up Duolingo and do a quick lesson. No, sit down, open the textbook, do a lesson, review vocabulary, do an activity, just be more mindful with how I'm studying so that my study sessions are more productive and more motivating to continue to be productive, if you know what I mean. So saying, okay, I've got 2 hours before I want to go to bed. What are some things I could do in this time? Well, I could do A, B, C. I could also spend a little time for myself and actually sit down and learn the languages that I am studying. Because that has something that's been pretty rocky for me lately, just with how much I've been traveling lately and moving to a new city. Things have been kind of rocky, so as I'm setting up a new life and schedule and everything, I just want to make sure that I am mindful about my language learning time so that it's something I can build as a habit. Now, a more specific goal that I have for myself is accents, and I will have a video coming out very soon about accents. So if you're interested, click subscribe and hit the bell to be notified so that you can watch that video when it goes up. But when I learned Spanish, I learned it through school, and I had a couple of different teachers from different countries, and so I never learned a specific accent or set of idioms or slang or anything like that, and it makes me feel a little disjointed when I speak, I'm not quite sure what to say or how to say it because I've heard it said so many different ways. So one of my goals this year is to narrow down my Spanish to a specific country, and the country I've chosen is Colombia. And I explain why I chose Colombia in my accents video when I talk about why I was choosing an accent and how I was choosing what accent I wanted to learn. So that's one thing that I really want to do this year, and I am a translation student with Spanish and English, and so I do have a lot of time to practice Spanish. So learning the accent on my own time and then using it in class is going to be very helpful. It's gonna work. I don't have an excuse to not practice it when I'm in class, and then that'll help me practice it routinely, make a habit so that it sticks. The other language focused goals that I have for this year, I have mentioned a little bit, and also in my TikTok, I believe. So if you're not following me on TikTok, link is down below because you should definitely follow me on TikTok. Is to really focus on Russian and Portuguese for the first half of the year, because I will be traveling to Central Asia, so I will be needing to use my Russian then. And then the person I'm traveling with, so she's getting married, and she's getting married in Kyrgyzstan because that's where she grew up, but she's actually Brazilian, and so her family speaks Portuguese, Brazilian Portuguese. So I am learning Brazilian Portuguese to prepare for that because I'm the matron of honor, and so I want to actually be helpful and be able to communicate with people as much as I can. So for the first half of the year, I will be focusing a lot more on Russian and Portuguese, anything that could pertain to the wedding, or, you know, helping family members out, and especially conversationally too, to make people feel comfortable. And the groom's family is Canadian American, so English works just fine for us, which is fantastic. But then the second half of the year, and I mean, of course, like I said, I will always be doing Spanish, but the second half of the year, I am thinking about doing official testing for French. I've always done French in university and school, and so I didn't ever pass like levels of the DELF. And I think I want to do that. I think I want to officially like take the C1 test for French for the DELF. So I'm gonna look into that, like when the test dates are, where they are, and then see if I can't study and prepare for the DELF. And then I want to brush up on my Arabic because I got a new Arabic textbook that I'm so excited about. Because I'm gonna again start over with Arabic, but I'm going to start over with Fusha, but also try and focus more on Jordanian Arabic, because I reached the point in my schooling with Arabic where they said, okay, now you choose either Jordanian Arabic or Egyptian Arabic. And that's when I stopped taking Arabic in school, so I want to refresh what I did know, and then I want to start learning Jordanian Arabic or Levantine Arabia or Dunia, whatever. So I want to focus on that. And then I've also, in the back of my mind, I'm going a little crazy here in case you can't tell. I've been playing around with picking Mandarin back up, because there is a possibility that in the next couple of years we will be going to China, hopefully for another wedding. I'm not super sure. But we have been thinking about going to China in the next couple of years, and so I want to make sure that my Mandarin is at a level that we can communicate and, you know, have conversation with people and everything. So I'm thinking about taking Mandarin back up. I might take it up again loosely, not study it every day, but maybe like once or twice a week. Just depending on how like things with the DELF go, and with Russian and Portuguese and all these different things. So as you can see, I have been doing a lot of like long-term thinking, and I think it's good to have long-term goals. Maybe for you it works as quarterly goals, or halfway through the year and end of the year, kind of like what I was doing. So just identify, like, is it easier for you to set a goal each week? Is it easier for you to set a goal each month? What is going to motivate you to stick to that goal? And also make sure that you're prepared. You know, don't just say, oh, I'm going to start learning this language and I'm going to be at like a B1 or a B2 level by the end of the year. I mean, that's great, but before you can officially set that goal in stone, I would say that you need to make sure that you're prepared for it. Gather your materials, your resources. Are you using a textbook? Are you looking at YouTube channels for grammar explanations, websites, apps, videos, music, whatever? I would say gather that all first before you like fully commit to your goal, but don't let that stop you from actually committing to your goal. And then yeah, like one thing I mentioned in my motivational video is, you know, find a way to hold yourself accountable if that's what works for you. Find what motivates you. Figure out why you want to learn the language or why you've been learning the language, and find a way for that to reoccur so that you are continuously meeting your goal. One thing that I'm doing is, part of my language lessons is that I will find the vocab for like the week or the 2 weeks, and then I'll create like a little test for myself, and then I'll study for the whatever amount of time, and then I have to take my own test. This is mostly because quizzes are a great way, testing yourself is a great way to learn something and to learn from your own mistakes. And so my textbooks don't provide quizzes, so I always do my own. And that's something that motivates me. It's like, okay, no matter what, I'm going to take that vocab quiz at the end of the week. So be mindful about it. Think about how I'm using my time and actually learn the vocab. So those are just a couple things to think about as you are setting your goals for 2024. If you have goals, if you have language learning goals or even life goals, feel free to comment them down below. I would love to hear from you and be inspired by you. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you are not subscribed, you should totally subscribe, because I make a lot of videos. Well, I release a video every Monday with language learning content or travel, so you should definitely hit the bell to be notified when those videos go up. And like I said, I have social media linked down below. I've got like an Instagram and I've got TikTok, all those fun things linked down below that you can follow me there. Thank you very much for watching, and until I see you all in the next video, пока!